Dacha How, Wosha Michael Larson, Wosha Neiman Depungu. Hello, everybody. This is Mike Larson from BBC and IML, and this is A Moment with Mike. So I am a business mentor. I'm also a personal and business coach. I create processes, sales processes, leadership processes, team building processes, and hiring processes for businesses. I get into some graphic design with some of my companies, and we get into some internet, some web design and marketing and all those different things. But I do this every night at 7 o'clock. And tonight I want to talk about, is it really about money? You know, the world thinks, everybody thinks that it's about money. And I'm here to tell you, it isn't. It really isn't. I've seen too many indications in life that we talk about money, and it really isn't about the money, but we get confused ourselves about that because that's how we tie value. That's what we've been taught our whole lives is how we tie value. And it's the only way a lot of us can express value. When the real reason you do anything, I guarantee, is never about the money. You might think it is, but the money is just an indicator, a value point that helps describe what you're going to do. And that's why I don't believe it's, if it was about the money, I would not have spent 9 months in China last year. And I even went over there thinking it was going to be about the money, and it wasn't. It just isn't. It's about other things in life. And the reason I know it's not about money is when I was with Miracle Air, and when I got there, the business was in decent shape. It was, I think they had done about 4.2 million that year before, and in 4 years we grew it to almost 14 million. But I remember a particular person, and I'm not going to name any names here, but there was somebody that was working there. And that person came in, this when I was not too far into it, but this person came in complaining about not being appreciated enough. And they needed more money. They thought they should have more money. And I remember at the time, I'd been through this many times before that. I remember at the time thinking, if we pay this person more money, they're going to be gone within 6 months. And we didn't go and we didn't find out what the real reason was behind that. And instead, we just paid her more money. And wouldn't you know, 6 months later, they were gone. And every time I've gotten into that, every time when somebody is unsatisfied and you pay them more money, I guarantee you they're going to be gone in 6 months. It isn't because money isn't important to us, but really what it's about is they want to be acknowledged. We want to feel like we have a reason for being there. And money is just a measure of that. In everything in life, that's what it is. Money's definitely necessary, no doubt in my mind, and everybody knows that. But money buys things that make us happy. It isn't the money that makes us happy. It gives us the acknowledgement through things that we didn't have before, and that's why we like it, and that's what we attributed it to. And everybody sees it just a little bit differently. What we really need is we need fulfillment, and fulfillment comes from sharing. Now, if we can see sharing as the real prize here, then reciprocation happens, and then people, because they see value with money, will pay money back to you because they valued what you saw. And if we're going to put a price as money on something, oh, if we pay them this much, we're going to get something back, you won't be satisfied. It's only when you get something and you reward with money that you feel fulfilled. And we lose that. Yes, we have to have money, and value is attached to money, but it isn't the reason why we do things. It never is. I would not have spent 9 months in China. You know, I went over there because I believe that people were people regardless of where you go. And I was right about that. People are people regardless of where you go. But the difference is it's the background. What's happened in the background? It's anchors. How do they represent the human emotions? And it's just like money. Money is just a representation of value. And we all have same emotions. There's 6 of them. There's security. There's diversity. Security. We have to have warmth. We have to feel like we know where things are coming from. But if we know where everything's coming from, we're always secure. It gets boring. So we need diversity. Diversity is where growth happens. When we have diversity, we have to learn. We have to grow. And then you have importance. We have to feel unique. We have to feel significant. And then there is relational, love. We have to have love. We have to have connection. And then we need to expand. We have to grow. Anything in life is either dying or it's growing. And then we have to have, once we've learned, we've grown, now we have something to share. And that's the only place where fulfillment actually comes from. So I knew this about people. And then there's modalities. Are we inward thinking? Is it about us? Or are we outward thinking? Is it about the people around us? Are we away from pain or towards pleasure? Everybody moves away from pain and towards pleasure, but some people are motivated by pain. Some people are motivated by pleasure. And then there's pairing personalities. We want to find likeness in everything, or we want to find difference in everything. It's 2 different types of personalities, and that's how we describe these fundamental elements that we all need. They're not wants, they're not desires. We have to meet them. So I believe that about everybody. Every human has this within them, whether they're China, whether they're Russia, whether they're American. And so I went over there believing that I could do that. And what I disregarded when I was over there was several things. Number one, the language difference has so much emotion in it. Our language we have, it's transformational vocabulary. Everything is liquid emotion until we put words to it, and then it has meaning to us. And I disregarded that when I went over there, and I found out how important that really is by that, and being able to give people emotion, because people will buy for emotional reasons, but they'll justify for logical reasons. And if you can't give them that emotion, you can't teach them. It's really as simple as that. So being over there, I couldn't do the emotion. I had to teach people that were who were translating for me to Chinese. They had to have the emotion that I was portraying, and that was a difficult thing to do. The people are the same, but there's also belief systems that they go through. It's communism over there. So I believe in America, there's more of a relational value. Not more of a value, but people are looking for relational. We get importance easier here than I think they do in China, so we're searching more for relational. Over in China, they're searching for importance because communism, the commune, people are together all the time, and I think they get plenty of relational, but they don't get that singular importance, and that's what they really crave. And understanding the difference between the 2 of them, it was the same, but you have to kind of change how you're doing things. But getting back to the money part of this, so no matter where you go in the world, we think that money is the driver, and it never is. Even over there, it was not the driver. You know, we had, towards the end of being in China, the things got tough because everything was shut down because of the COVID-19. And we had to cut pay on people. And I was amazed at how people still stayed. It wasn't because of the money. It was because they were getting fulfillment doing that. They were getting acknowledged from us. And they were still happy to stay. So if we think that we are going to motivate people for money, that is leverage. There's two ways to inspire people. Well, there's two ways to motivate people. One is through leverage. That's pain. And people will go into fight mode right away when you leverage them. And then there's inspiration, and that comes from passion and vision. And one of them is fight or flight mode in the brain. So when you initially fight, you get a reaction, and people get things done. But the second time they see it, the brain sees that as pain, and it's afraid of death, and it'll run from it the next time, and then you lose all of that that motivation. Inspiration is passion, it's vision. The person with the greatest vision and the greatest passion will inspire people. And inspiration is on the positive side of things, and it's slow. It comes on easy, but it stays forever. As long as you inspire people, they're going towards pleasure and running from pain, and that's pleasure. They're going to keep going to it, keep going to it, keep going to it. Money is leverage. It is. It's what leverages us to do it. That's why I say that money isn't actually what drives us. We have to have it, absolutely. Everything that we do in life is tied to money. But if you put your hopes and dreams on money, you're being leveraged, and you're going to die. It's going to die on you. If you put your hopes and dreams in something that inspires you, something that's passion, you'll keep that for a very long time. And that's how important it actually is. And to drive business, to drive everything on the basis of money, which we have to have, but if we're going to drive us on the money, it'll die. It always will. It has to be something else. It has to be inspiration. It has to be something that's going to keep us going. If you want somebody to love you, for instance, can you pay them to love you? No, you can't. That isn't true love. That's leverage. And initially, they'll love that leverage, but it's short-lived. It has to be inspiration. It has to be about passion. So, if everybody in this world, though, had money, if everybody in this world was rich, and then you had your fulfillment and you had your passion, imagine what this world would be like if everybody in this world was rich and they could give it away, or at least even half the people in this world were rich and they could give it away. So money's important, but you have to tie it to the inspiration. It isn't about the money itself. You have to tie it to whatever truly inspires you, and then it's going to have a lasting effect. And then you're going to be more likely to bring it to you, because now you've got emotion tied to it. And I talked about the other day having everything congruent within you, having polarity, so energy flows through you. If it's what inspires you that it's driving you, you're going to bring it to you. If it's just the money, it's not going to inspire you in the same way. It's leverage, and it won't come to you as easily. I know this because it used to be about money for me, and I was never happy. Truly happy when I did make the money. I made money, but I wasn't truly happy. It wasn't until I learned how to inspire myself that it came to me much easier. So, just my little take today on how be careful what you put your inspiration in. Make sure it's something that really is going to inspire you, and don't leverage yourself. Money can be tied to something that inspires you, absolutely. But don't make it about the money, because that is just leverage and it's only short-lived. So, I hope you have. Yeah, Chad, he wants me to play catch. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you like this, I do this every night at 7 o'clock. I always have one early in the day that's about the story that I put on the internet sooner. And the bugs are attacking me right now, but I thank you for joining me. I see Chad's on here, Lynn, Tammy, and if you have an idea of something you'd like me to talk about, email me at mike@inspiredmotivatedleadership.com, or you can text me on Messenger, or just put a message on here or in Facebook or IML, any of them, and I'd be happy to share that story or go over that story. So have a super fantastic evening, and we will talk soon.